What up, Taurus? So, this is your girl Kelly coming at you straight out of Boston for the Queen Bee Tarot. Why y'all gotta have that heavy energy? My Venus is in Taurus, and this is heavy. Like, I wish I had a light, airy, I don't know, fairy tale sometimes to tell y'all, but I don't ever, and it sucks. So, when I do get a happy ending, I'm like totally stoked because I'm like, every time I tell people stuff, it's always like, your love life is crashing and burning instead of like your soulmate is here. So, but hey, my ancestors, they only speak truth, so they only allow me to speak truth, and I tell you what I know. I feel like this month for you guys, I'm picking up on the other part of Taurus who may have been in relationships that I didn't pick up on last time because this is a very, very general energy, but it's very specific. I see specific things happening. Like, if I were to just look at this, I see the Seven of Wands reversed. That's your main energy of finally coming out of some sort of position where you felt like you had to stand your ground with somebody, hold that position. You could never let down your guard. It looks like you're coming out of that, and next to that is the Justice card in reverse. So you feel like somebody did you an injustice. Next to that is the Six of Cups in reverse. So that tells me that it has to do with relationships. And then there's the Three of Swords. So there's a heartbreak there. And you're in that defensive mode. Like, I feel like you're in this defensive mode because of what was going on. I feel like this person was very controlling, or you were very controlling. This could go either way. It's a general reading, so it could be vice versa. Take it how you will, make it fit how you will, and throw out the rest. Next to that is the Six of Cups in reverse. So, it's like I'm looking at a story here. You're feeling defensive because this person did you an injustice, and this person was somebody that you trusted, maybe somebody you knew a long time, or maybe somebody you put a lot of trust in, and now I'm seeing that they broke that trust. There's heartache there. I don't necessarily see that as a third-party situation. I see it more as, it could be a third-party situation the further we get, but I more see it as there's heartache there. There's parts of this person that... Hold on. There was like hidden parts of this person that you didn't know were there, and after a certain amount of time dating, I feel like it started coming out. And it really hurt you. There was a lot of words said that were hurtful. The next thing I see, though, is the Two of Swords in reverse. So a decision was definitely made. Things were way out of balance here. And I feel like, for some reason, the Three of Wands is supposed to be waiting for your ships to come in. And I feel like that didn't happen with this person. I feel like they more jumped on the ship and took off. Like, ghosted, maybe, is what I'm getting. Like, instead of your ships coming in for everything that you've planned and that action happening, I feel like with the Two of Swords in reverse, this person not knowing what they wanted, I feel like they just kind of dipped. I feel like they got on the ship and took off. And, you don't know why. There was no truth there. There was no explanation. There was no conversation. And then you've got another decision-making card here. We've got both twos. We've got the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. So this is an action. So this person here was considering, like, what do I do? I feel, feeling stuck, or like they wanted to make this decision, but they were holding these two swords. It looks to me like they decided to take off the blindfold and leave. Again, you've got a card that's travel, but it's also a two. And it speaks of, making the choice between two. And it looks like this person made the choice for one, themselves. But there's still no truth surrounding it. I feel like you have questions and no answers. I feel like you were coming out to get your goods and you get the news that this person took off. Like, that's like what I would say if this were in the scenario. Like, the people on the ship tell you that person took off on another ship. Like, that's all I can tell you. Don't shoot the messenger. We've got the King of Cups here. Now, I feel like this is the energy you or your partner's pulling in. This is a real emotional play person. And I say person because it could either be a guy or a girl. The Queen and the King are interchangeable. They're androgynous to me. So this could either be you or your partner, vice versa, whatever. Real manipulative in a few ways. I feel like they like to show you off. Like, Six of Wands is a victory. And I feel like they either like to show you off or parade you. For those of you who understand that, it's for a small collective. But this person is very surface. They're very fake. They're very good at emotional manipulating. They are the master of emotion. They are the King of Cups. So he is master at manipulation. So whoever this is master at manipulation. But it seems like, Taurus, if that's not your case, that they didn't have a victory over you. You were a little too smart for this. It looks like you went for your inner wisdom. It looks like you trusted your gut. They made it a little confusing for you. You trusted your gut on this one, and you didn't move from it. When I was trying to shuffle the cards, they were being very stubborn. They wouldn't shuffle, so I'm like, Taurus is being stubborn about something. There's something there that's making them dig in. And so this decision being made, you're digging in with this Hanged Man energy. And you're not going to let them have that victory over you. You're not going to let them emotionally manipulate you anymore. So I felt like Taurus was kind of like digging in and was shooting cards out of the deck, like irritated. So I feel like there's a Seven of Cups energy here in reverse, but at the same time, you've got the Moon. The Star. My brain is fried tonight. Maybe, why am I thinking of the Moon? I bet that comes up in an important position. And then the World in reverse. So it's almost like they had you in the Eight of Swords position, trapped with all those swords around you, bound up. I feel like we'll see the Eight of Swords. If not, the energy's definitely here. Your wish was to be with them, but all this confusion, all these other options or whatever happened here, them trying to emotionally manipulate situations or show you off like you were a trophy made you feel like a possession. Hold on. This is such a weird... I'm going to clarify a little bit on this just because it's weird. Because it looks like your wish was to have them there, even though they were causing your world to go to shit and taking advantage of the situation. Oh my gosh. So you got the Seven of Swords in the upright, and you've got my War card in the upright. This is a person that doesn't give a shit. And I tell you this every time I show this card. This person does not give a shit. If you look at their face, their opponents are, walking away. They're not even looking back to see, are their opponents okay? There's just this smitten look on your face like, ha ha, I got this. It's my possession. It's a card of possession. And, he's almost possessed to want to take the swords. He's obsessed with the swords. There was already a flag up, and he's still taking swords. So whoever it was had already put that flag up saying we're done, and he still continued to kill to get the swords. And whoever this is, he's just letting walk away. This could be his darker side, if you can imagine that. With the Seven of Swords. So this is someone sneaking off. I feel like they snuck off on you. And that was to clarify the World, the Star, and the Seven of Cups, like taking advantage. And this is a card very much of taking advantage of, you know, like I said, with the flag up, people are expecting to be able to put down their weapons, and this is the kind of energy that would walk by, stab you, take your weapon, and keep on moving. This guy's an asshole. And you've got that paired with the sneaky card. The sneaky card. Very sneaky. I see, like... Let me see what I can see in these two cards, please. And these 5 cards. Maybe some of you, they opened credit cards in your name. I feel like this smoke in both of these cards is hiding big secrets. You may know or not know by now. Maybe they opened credit cards in your name. Maybe there's fraud in your name because of them. I feel like the smoke in the background, third-party situations, but a lot of sneaky shit. Like, you know, like I said, I feel like some of you have debt now, or they came in and they had you spend your whole like life savings on them making a house, and then, you know, took off with everything, something like that. And they did it pretty shitty because, like I said, you've got the 3 of Wands here with the Ace of Swords, the 2 of Wands in reverse, and the 2 of Swords in reverse. Plus the Injustice card, plus, you know, being hurt. So I feel like this person really took from you emotionally, and I feel like some of you, they took physically. Either took the furniture while you were out and moved everything out, brand new stuff, or, you know, out buying brand new stuff in your name. Weird. Maybe that's some of you, whatever. But I feel like this person has caused you a severe amount of anxiety and what am I going to do? And this would make sense with the debt that they racked up. Maybe you're just finding out, maybe you don't know. But this is also trying to sleep underneath a sword that's going to fall on you at any given moment. And I feel like you just never know when this person's going to strike. Like, you are constantly having to worry about this person. You've got the Lover's card, so there's a decision to be made here. There's probably a third party. And then you've got the High Priestess telling you to follow your intuition. Now, I normally don't pull this many cards, but Taurus, they were spitting out all over the place. It's telling you, use your intuition to make this decision. Like, really use your intuition, because there's a lot of things going on here that you're right about, but you've been snowed into thinking, no, I would never do that type of thing. Whether it be behaviors, cheating. Here's the Moon card. Okay. Like I said, I feel like I'm going to see the Moon card and the 8 of Swords come out here. So let's help clarify for Taurus for November of 2018, please. Ancestors, please give me nothing but the best truth possible for Taurus, November of 2018. That's not a surprise. Taurus, November of 2018. Oh, I told you guys, this always happens. They always have to fall on my lap, even if, on the floor, even if I'm shuffling over my lap. Wait a minute. Who fell first? I think these two. Pretty sure. Whoa. Okay, we need clarify more for Taurus for November of 2018 ancestors. Please give us the best version of truth for Taurus. Well, Taurus, let me finish this and then I'll talk to you. Let me just finish clarifying this, because let's clarify for Taurus. Let's clarify for Taurus. 3 more cards, please. 3 more cards. Three, 2, clarify for Taurus. 1 more card. 3. Okay, guys, so we've got all kinds of clarifying going on here. So your 7 of Wands, this defensive mode, is telling me that you're just at the end of a cycle with this person. Like, whatever the sneaky behavior is, whatever is going on here, you don't want any part of it. You're ready to close this cycle. You're ready to be done. Things just keep coming out about this person. Like I said, you felt there was an injustice done to you, and you know, you've got the moon in reverse clarifying that you're correct, that there were things that you couldn't see. The moon speaks about things that you can't see. When it's during the day, everything looks bright, it looks great, but at night you can hide things. And it talks about and speaks to things you can't see, things that are hidden from your sight right now. And that's where you feel like this person, either, I get that they told you the truth, but half of it. And then I hear like no, remember, babe, I told you about that. And they try to convince you they told you. That's what I'm getting. But there's details that they left out. The 6 of Cups is, I mean, these feelings that you had toward them, I mean, they're pretty hurt. Like, this is a card of reunion, you know, people who knew each other. So if you didn't know each other, then you could be in like a twin flame, but I don't see those cards here, or a soulmate position. But you've got the World in reverse clarifying that, which tells me that this is a cycle that this person doesn't want to stop, because to them, you're kind of their security blanket, if you will. Looks like there was a lot of struggle here. 3 of Swords, and then you've got the 5 of Wands to clarify it. So there may have been a lot of external struggle. Maybe you two hit each other. Violent behavior may have broke someone's heart here. It certainly looks like, you know, there were things being hidden and stuff like that. Maybe the justice system needed to get involved a few times. It looks like this person was like really toxic, or, you know, somebody I get is hitting somebody. For the 2 of Wands, I've got the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and you've got another 2 over here, 2 of Swords. So, and then the Ace of Swords. So we've got the Ace, the 2. Yeah, wow. So we've got 3 2s here. And these 2s talk about, this one talks about balance, and this one talks about making a decision. So you're not making balanced decisions, or they're not. And it's causing you to have tower moments in your life. It's causing you a lot of disruption. This person may be obsessed. With the Ace of Swords there, I'm getting a few storylines. Like some of you, they just disappeared, and then some of you, you have somebody obsessed. This Ace of Swords, whatever this was, looks like an argument that got physical or came close to it. Like I said, may or may not have involved the police at night. And then there's those of you where they left without saying a word, and it was just like a shock to the system. You didn't even know it was coming. They had been acting really weird anyway. And then, this is so ironic, you're waiting for your ships to come in, except you've got the Nine of Swords there. So it's almost like what I said. This person jumped ship and took off, and you're the last to find out. And I say that because you've got the Knight of Pentacles in this spread as well. So it's like this person's gone and you're the last to find out. Or I keep getting a storyline for an abusive relationship here. You've got the Two of Swords, a decision made by hurt. This is definitely a decision that's made by hurt, anguish, somebody who's just terribly upset, never thought this person would do that, but they did show the signs, but I feel like maybe somebody ignored it. But you've got the Ten of Swords clarifying this decision-making process, like coming out of being, just brutally stabbed in the back by this person. This could be either you or your partner, vice versa. But you're coming out of this like, what just happened? It feels like almost like a dream because it was just horrible. The King of Cups in reverse is clarified by the High Priestess. So this is telling me that there was a knowledge there, like you guys, male or female, you saw the red flags and you ignored them. That this person was emotionally manipulative, that they may be physically violent. You saw that they could lose their temper. You saw various signs, I think, that this person was toxic and no good for you, but you ignored you're ignoring. Okay, that would make sense why they parade you around. It's like ownership of you. But you're just ignoring your intuition to be with this person. For those of you who are not in that situation, I read complex. This person, you didn't listen to your intuition with this person when it came down to the emotional manipulation. And so they did get in your head. They did get in your life. But it looks like this person, like I said, wanted to parade you around, and all of the stuff that's happening around you with this person, it looks like you're the last to find out. You're like the last soldier standing, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what in the actual fuck just happened? And like I said, bits and pieces will start to come out. You feel like it's an injustice, and this is the Moon in reverse. So the Moon in reverse is powerful. Secrets start to come out. So things will start to make sense to you, and you're going to feel very betrayed. But you were like the last person to know, that you were a victory for this person. You were just another victory. You got the slowest messenger in the deck. He's not even paying attention to where he's going. He doesn't even have the reins in his hand. And it looks like you sought out wisdom. Though you sought out wisdom, and you managed to break free, and you're no longer working with this person to build. You managed to get out of that because that Hanged Man energy showed you who this person really, really was. And again, they're coming up, whether it's you or your partner, vice versa. They're coming up in the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Hanged Man. So taking this time and asking for wisdom about whether or not you should work with this person. So you're consulting like people who are either in the church, people who are light workers like me, about, do I continue on with this person? I feel like it just doesn't feel right. Like I see signs of this and that, and you're starting to smarten up about it. But it took this time out that this teacher reminded you of. Take time out and think. And they're coming up as even more emotionally manipulative than they were before to you by contemplating it. So you've got the Nine of Swords, again, the Gemini card, the Lovers, and the High Priestess. I went ahead and clarified. So for the Nine of Swords, you have a wish card. You handled this stellar. You handled it amazing. A lot of you handled this with good maturity and good karma. You asked that it ended well, even though some of you may have meditated, asked that it ended well, even though it may have gotten physical. It may have the police involved. A lot of you are praying that it just ends well and both parties go their own way safely. So a lot of you, after dealing with this, maybe you're the one who was assaulted, are now getting a wish card, like the universe is granting you for learning a lesson. You learn to get yourself out of a dangerous situation, and that's not easy. Abusive relationships are very, very difficult to get out of. So for that, for whoever this applies to, just know I'm really proud of you. For the Lover's card, I got the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like they made a choice. And you're showing up in your... Let me listen to them. You know how they are. You're showing up as though you're just watching them with a depressed face. Like, devastated. How could they do this to me? Like, what did I do wrong that they did this to me? And the problem is according to the High Priestess, you did nothing wrong. And that Seven of Swords energy, once you start to take that down, you'll realize that listening to your instinct in the end was the right thing to do when you weren't doing it before. You weren't listening to your instinct with this King of Cups, and they were manipulating at their best. But you stopped and you talked with somebody that you feel is, spiritual, or a priest or something like that. You took a pause and you got a new perspective on this person. And you finally saw them for what they were. And they were getting more and more manipulative. And so it's telling you, you made the right decision to get away from this person. They're toxic. They're not showing as any sort of karmic relationship other than the Six of Cups reversed. So this could just be a karmic circle that you need to get out of and close the circle. And if you need to know how to close the circle, you can always consult me. My information will be in the box below. My handle on Skype is trinity32719@hotmail.com. So if you need to know how to close that out, you can get in touch with me for a list of services and I can help you with that. Taurus, I feel like there's just a lot of back and forth with you this month. Trusting your instinct and then not trusting your instinct, and then trusting it and then not trusting it. And I'm not sure what's going on. You guys are generally a pretty stable sign when it comes to, your instincts. My Venus is in Taurus again, but especially when it comes to love, like, you guys are usually pretty dead on, but it seems like this person wrapped you up in whatever they had going on, and you couldn't tell what was bullshit from what was your ass at that point, you know? Or if it's cross watchers, that's for you too, you know? This can be for your sun, moon, Venus, Mercury, rising, Saturn, whatever you want it to be, really. When you have Aries in your chart, prominent Aries, and fire signs in your chart, it will make sense to you anyway. So yes, email me a list. I'll email you a list of services, and we'll get it on and popping. We'll take care of that mess for you, meaning I and you. So let's get some messages from angels going, because I don't feel like you guys are really in the mood for romance, angels, and to talk about relationships. So let's get some advice from angels going on in here. Okay, let's clear the deck of all energy, please. Clear the deck of all energy. Clear the deck of all energy. Let's bring in a neutral energy to the deck. Let's bring a neutral energy into the deck, please. Okay, so now let's tell Taurus the messages that you want them to know for November of 2018, please. Let's tell Taurus the messages you want them to know for November of 2018. Okay, Taurus, here we go. What do you want Taurus to know for November of 2018, please? Isabella, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. So it looks like a lot of you have been coming out of this relationship for some time, but you're still getting information on what happened when that person disappeared, or you're still getting information from a court hearing. I see papers. And it's saying the timing is right and that you have a happy outcome coming. So, you know, things may have been rough for a little while, but you have a happy outcome coming. I apparently don't. Okay, so it says you have a gift working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. So maybe a lot of you are teachers. You know, it can be at university level, it can be at kindergarten level. You're teachers, and thank you to the teachers who spend their time, because a lot of them are now spending their time with children that are on the spectrum, the autism spectrum and things like that. So thank you to those teachers. We have Ray. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. So if you're not a yoga person, at least do your meditations, or go out in nature and take a walk. Do whatever you need to do. Serafina, I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. I hope this is making sense to some of y'all. I'm just the messenger. So somebody's pregnant, and I feel like it's a third-party energy. You may find out is pregnant, or your wife is pregnant and you have a third-party energy there, and they know about it. We're not doing that many. Oh my goodness. Just, they're talking to you today. Any other messages for Taurus, November of 2018, please? Messages for Taurus, November of 2018, please. 3, 2, 1. Daniel, I am the angel of marriage. You know what? Some of you aren't speaking truth, because my throat chakra closed up, and it closed up on Aries last night too, and they weren't speaking their truth. So your throat chakra's closed. You're not speaking truth, and you need to be. And I think that's why the ancestors affect my throat, because I can only speak truth. So you're not speaking a truth. And Daniel, I am the angel of marriage, and I am assisting you right now. So you've got that angel there right now with whatever's going on with your marriage, whether your wife is pregnant and you have a side chick, or you're pregnant and you have a side guy, whatever your situation is, they're letting you know that they're there to try and assist you with your marriage if you want the help. Is there anything else that you want Taurus to know for the month of October? One more card, please. Still waiting. 3, 2, 1. Well, I guess they have nothing else to say. So that is your... I'm telling you, Taurus. I swear. So that is your reading for November 2018 for the first half to whatever date to whatever date. You guys know I'll get out mid-monthly somewhere. So it looks like you guys, your lesson this month is really, really, really going inside and learning how to guard yourself in the right ways. Don't be closed off to the wrong people, but you just learned a lesson of what you don't want in somebody. You don't want someone who's going to run off in the night. You don't want someone who's going to just disappear. You don't want someone who's going to hit you. And it looks like all of you have really walked away. And it's amazing to see, like I said, to those of you walking away from an abusive relationship, congratulations, because it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. And once you walk away, don't look back. It's the best feeling in the world if you don't look back. So, all of you, stay out of trouble. This is your girl Kelly from the Queen Bee Tarot in Boston, and I will catch y'all later.